What's up, everybody? I'm Ken Snake.
Happy Halloween, you pet shoppers and video gamers. This is Wilson Nintendo Shop here.
Hi guys, Skullboy here again. Last week was kind of weird and thrown off because Blythe's Pet Project was not a Halloween episode. Oh, and Wingardium 28 is still busy with his project. But luckily, this involves something related to Halloween. Ooh, and special shout out to my friends at Gloomsvale and, Ruby as well.
Hello everybody, this is Donald Bacon, and I'm here.
Good evening, everyone. This is CC Trainor-Ling.
Yo ho ho, me hearties! It is I, Foxy the Pirate Fox, and James has been gone. Oh, I mean, he is busy too, and he wrote down these notes for me about this episode. I don't really watch TV. I'm just filling in for him because he's a bit tied up at the moment.
Foxy.
Okay, so the plot for this episode is Blythe accidentally gets locked in a bathroom with Whitney, and the pets start hearing strange howling and try to identify the werewolf among them. My first positive would have to be the comedy. There was a lot of lines that were hilarious among everyone. Like when the biscuit said, "Pretending you have friends again, Blythe. You could talk to an imaginary friend whenever."
I agree so much.
And then Twombly's line, "Fisher biscuit."
Man, I love that part too.
I just love it when she does that.
Yeah.
always
And
fun to
Mika
see.
also said, "I just don't want to get conked by a silver dog dish." And Blythe's line when she said, "Everything else in this house is your bathroom."
If I actually may go back to Twombly for just a moment, she is definitely a positive in this episode.
Yeah.
Just her going through all this just to get a doorknob that she cleanly lost on an online auction.
I wouldn't say cleanly.
You like the little lass, don't you?
Oh, you better believe it, man. If there's one thing that I know about Twombly is that if you mess with her doorknobs, you're not going to be in for a good time.
Yeah.
James has written here that he likes the opening too because he's been in that situation with a place here called eBay. Oh, sounds like a place I would
eBay.
like.
Oh.
Because he's been outbid several times and knows exactly what Twombly is feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess she was on Knob Bay or something.
Or maybe EC is what we'd call it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, a little bit of pirate humor there.
So my other positive I'd like to point out is the song, Wolf-i-fied. Oh man, how I really love this one. I mean, I remember that this must be like a Michael Jackson parody, the Thriller song, where all the ghouls and zombies come out and then for some reason they just do their dances. But here it's actually Vinny and Sunil going across the city and then into the pet to see actually their friends Russell and then the rest of the girl pets as being wolf-i-fied and then doing their dance. That's pretty cool. Wow. If I were related to a long line of dancers, I would totally bust my moves a lot and then. Oh wait, I already did that back at the Scary T thing. Yeah. But what you mean?
James is here that he really, really enjoys this song, and that you mentioned the Michael Jackson fellow that they programmed me to play that song around this time. I won't just because of the review, but he says that he really likes the song. It's one of the best in the first season. It says here, definitely one of the top songs in the entire series, all because it was based off Michael Jackson and he's a big fan of that, the King of Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's just
everyone can
it's just
agree
about the
that
song didn't air
is
around
the-
Halloween.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree that the song is the best part of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like not to mention that Sunil's voice actor Peter New actually performed one of the songs over at one of the BronyCons, as far as I know.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yes, with some guy that calls himself Mando Pony or something. I don't know. I don't get on the internet a lot, so...
Oh, well, I discovered the internet. It's actually not that bad. I mean, we don't have one on Gloomsville, but, yeah, kind of a curiosity there.
Another positive I had was the hammer time scene.
Oh.
Both when he
Yes.
said, my hammer hits so hard, it makes me say, "Oh my word."
Hammer time.
And also the part when Blythe said, "Don't hurt yourself," and then he stubs his toe with a hammer.
Ooh.
Good old Roger.
Silly Roger.
I'm guessing this Roger fellow is not exactly the brightest bulb in the shed, huh?
Well, Well, at least I'm glad I'm a skeleton, because even if I feel something that kind of hurts, I actually disintegrate, but I don't feel much pain.
I'm an animatronic. I don't feel pain at all. I have a giant gash in my chest. So.
I think another positive for me, and this may just only be me saying it, but I really liked Whitney in this episode.
I did too.
Yeah, same here.
James doesn't have anything written about the biscuits here, so.
Because, let's face it, Whitney with Brittany, it's nothing but Mean Girls. But if you take out Brittany and it's just Whitney and Blythe in the same room together, yeah, they actually can be friends. And that's what it really looked like. I felt at this point that they were going to have like a little bit of like a frenemy thing going on. That would have been great to have, but then it's like, they kind of ruined it, but hey. At least it's something to look forward to if they ever do it again.
Yeah, I'd like to elaborate on that. What I learned in this episode is that the biscuits, they're not inherently mean. They're just mean with each other to impress each other. But when they're alone, they have no one to turn to, so they just act friendly towards Blythe because they don't know what to do.
Well, maybe just Whitney, because remember, if we were to think ahead to season 3 with Brittany being with Blythe's friends, she isn't exactly the nicest person.
Yeah.
So I guess Whitney is the mean one and Brittany is the nicer one?
Yeah, so maybe it's only Whitney who's like the nicer.
I guess you could say that maybe Brittany is the puppet master of the two, huh?
Because I always thought that Whitney was the mean one and Brittany was the nice one.
And boy, were you wrong.
My other positive I actually didn't notice there was the part where Brittany makes this line that you all seem to be familiar with, and that one must be, "I sense disturbance in the force." Great shout out to that. And there's another one here, was when Mrs. T was looking for the knob, and then for some reason, she just acts like she's talking to herself, and that it could be a way that is, like the way she says, "My precious." So yeah, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings two references in one. Pretty clever.
Anna Gollum.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's her name, Anna Gollum.
Anna Gollum. No! He wants it! No! He wants it! Man,
I must have the precious.
Fisher doesn't respect the knob.
The stupid biscuits. They stole from us.
Well, glad I was related to a lot of my actors like that one.
Nobody's sorry about that. What was I saying? I got malfunctioned a bit.
So anyone have any other positives?
Nope.
Don't have any more here. No.
Besides the Peds being all paranoid about the whole werewolf thing and them doing all that anti-werewolf stuff.
Even though everything they were doing was for vampires.
Okay, if we're going to go on to negatives, LNS, how about we start with your negatives?
This episode was just really, really boring. Just none of the subplots felt good. The whole blame game scenario was not really that entertaining at all.
Yeah.
You think every episode is lackluster?
Yeah, it says here that the episode, aside from the song and some of the jokes, was that it was very just bland and milquetoast.
That's the problem. It's just one song cannot hold up an entire episode.
I know.
Or a few jokes, it's like they say, you can't build a ship with just wood. You need everything else. You need nails. You need the posts. You need the sails. You need everything else to build a boat.
Okay, Foxy.
That's captain to you there, you scallywag.
I think Admiral's higher than Captain.
Well, actually, to me, and maybe the same for Wayne artists too. I actually don't mind much about how this how the whole plot about Vinny Sunil being this afraid of, or actually having misconceptions about wolves ever happening across. Because, well, I mean, to me though, it actually like serves the comedy well through here, and the whole process of just how it makes a domino effect of them becoming being paranoid just out of hilarity. But yeah, I do understand that it may have been a bit bland or just predictable, but I don't know. To me, it does actually serve the hilarity right here for me. So that's my rebuttal here. And although my only negative, although it's more minor, was just the way that it sort of had Whitney go back to her status quo in the end. Like when Whitney sees Brittany during the whole conversation of saying that, oh, maybe they'll get together, but then again he just switches back to status quo. Yep, the god status quo just really likes to just lay on her. So,
I'd like to add a negative. I find it kind of silly that Sunil and Russell are so paranoid from watching the movie that they think all of the other pets are werewolves. Like, they're all different kinds of pets, and they get everyone else paranoid for really no reason at all. And it kind of reminds me of the scene from SpongeBob where SpongeBob thinks Mr. Krabs is a robot because of the things he sees, and he gets Squidward involved in it too.
SpongeBob, how'd that movie end? Oh, the ending was really good. Turns out there was no robot. It was just part of his imagination. Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is seriously what I felt when I was watching the episodes. Like,
James has here that plot always happens in a lot of these kind of shows. You know, whether it be Littlest Pet Shop or SpongeBob or even Arthur had an episode. The Squirrels, I think, where they were watching a knockoff of the birds, but they thought squirrels are evil.
You know, I just want to say this, Foxy. How do you know that? How does James, out of all people, know that what we're saying? Does he have mind-reading powers? Can he see into the future?
He doesn't have that written down.
Life.
Hey, what are you doing here? I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, are you trying to take me over? I'm out of here. I'm sorry, guys. What'd I miss?
Well, you missed Foxy pretty much just reading off note cards that apparently you wrote.
Yeah, those I wrote just in case I couldn't make it, but here I am. So I guess he said most of what I was gonna say.
yeah.
But yeah, you know, I guess he was saying something about Arthur, about how they had an episode like this called The Squirrels, where they watched a movie called The Squirrels. You know, Arthur and Buster watched it, and they became paranoid that squirrels were trying to take over the world.
Of course,
you know, it's kind of like the Alfred Hitchcock The Birds movie. So, yeah.
Nice.
Anyone else have any other negatives?
Well,
not really.
well, my only negative that I can really find is exactly what Skullboy said. It's the whole status quo being reestablished once Brittany sees Whitney acting nice and Whitney just goes back to being mean. I just wish they had just did something at the end, like, you know, maybe the Biscuits are walking off in one direction, Blythe's going away in the other, and then, you know, Whitney and Blythe look back towards each other, and then, you know, Whitney probably, gives maybe like the wink and the pointing gestures, like, don't forget about that moment that we shared in the bathroom.
What happens in the bathroom stays in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even gonna go with what I was about to say.
Oh my god.
You know,
I've actually got one last negative. I'm not sure if it's like a storyboard error or a logical error, but I think this whole problem could have easily been fixed. When Blythe and Whitney were stuck in Whitney's bathroom, didn't they notice the hole that was made when they pulled out the doorknob? Like, any reasonable person could have easily put their hand in the doorknob hole and then just pull the door open with ease, because there's no locks on the bathroom without any doorknobs or anything not holding them back, so they could have easily pulled it.
Well, do you think their hands would have actually fit through the hole?
Yeah, they have huge heads but small bodies.
And the hand is big enough for the hole.
Yeah, small enough for the hole.
I believe Whitney made the door more stuck when she tried to push it in her attempt to get them out.
Yeah.
Doesn't the door pull inward, not outward, though?
We are questioning doors in a
We're
cartoon.
Like,
Let us all just think about that for a second.
I think I might need to bring Foxy back for this. I think he might be able to.
I
join
imagine
this
doors that would
conversation.
belong to Ruby somehow.
We already know about Foxy and his doors. He'll pop out of the door and try to suck you into a sleep.
I have been knocking on the door, but he won't answer. Shut up!
Oh no, my bone
Get
is
back here,
disintegrated.
Poe.
So if we have no other negatives, could we go on to overall score?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's do
sure.
it.
So I'll start with Sunil's positives because unfortunately Sunil couldn't make it. He was grounded, unfortunately. He said that his positives were Wolf-i-fied. That was his fourth favorite song of season 1. He also loved the comedy, the references, Sunil and Vinny, and Russell. And he said this was a great episode overall. So he would give it a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10. Nice.
And LNS?
10. This episode really wasn't that fantastic.
For myself, I think this episode was really great. It made a good, not ending to the season, but it was close to the end of the season because it was episode 23.
It was a penultimate episode.
Yeah, penultimate. So I think this was a really good episode, and it didn't really have many negatives to be worried about, at least. So I would rate this a 9.5 out of 10.
Now, as for me and also Wayne RS28's opinion, which we just collaborate on how to put this together here, we say this is actually a missing episode. I mean, I love the way Vinny and Sunil sets up the misunderstandings of werewolves to their friends. Well, perhaps from scary movies and all these loud. Then Mrs. T showing her rival nature on Fisher Biscuits, and Blythe and Whitney showing a potential in development despite letting the god status quo reign in the end. But anyways, oh yes, and I hear that Wing actually placed this in his top 10 episodes. So this is, to me and him, this is actually a grand one. So our final score here is 9.5 out of 10.
As for myself, I think this episode is actually more significant than you guys are letting on. This episode, we learn that Fisher, Biscuit, and Mrs. Pawlm had a feud against each other here. We also learned that if it wasn't for Brittany, Whitney would probably be more friends with Blythe. But then it makes me wonder that if they actually hung out together, they could be good friends. Also, it makes me wonder that when Blythe turned them down in, I believe, the 5th episode and in the 1st episode, that Brittany took it more personally than Whitney. Seeing that Brittany is actually less friendly to Blythe, especially in the later episodes when she hangs out with her and their friend. So it makes me really think more into these characters. And of course, I love Mrs. Pawlm being great as always. Her Gollum moments. As for the pets, I do love the Wolf-i-fied song. I love how Make 'em look Wolf-i-fied, and I really enjoyed just a little comedy on there. Especially how the fact that they're doing everything for vampires, even though they're talking about werewolves. I thought it was hilarious. So I think I'll give this episode a 9.9 out of 10. It's a really good episode, and it's more important than we're letting on, because all this info carries on to season 2 and season 3.
For this episode, yes, this one is definitely in my top 10 for the best episodes of season 1. I really liked all of the pet scenes. I thought they were hilarious. I also digged Twombly in this. She just stole the whole human side of the episode. She just made it funny with her session with doorknobs and her Gollum mode. That was hilarious. Whitney and Blythe in the bathroom. It was going good. It could have become a friendship, if not maybe a frenemy thing that, we could have had in future episodes, but then it's just like Skullboy said, status quo, returned, and that's what kind of killed it for me. It's like, really, we couldn't hint at something in the future about them, being frenemies. No, it just died right there. Roger, even though he didn't have much to do, he was still funny for however long he was on screen with his many howls. I love that howl. And of course, the song, you just can't help but listen to it over and over if you really care that much about Michael Jackson, which I do. So for my final score on this episode, I'm going to give this a 9.8 out of 10.
I assume Foxy read those note cards I had lying here, so I'm just going to elaborate, in short, my positives and negatives. And I liked the humor, I liked the little... I can share Twombly's frustration with the eBay thing, because I've been outbid on eBay several times before, and it just steams my beans. A lot of the humor was also, pretty good. The song is actually one of my favorites in the entire series, if only because it is a Michael Jackson-style parody. And, not to self-advertise, but I have a cover of that song I posted about a month or two ago. You might want to check it out, folks.
A lot of people cover that song.
Well, yeah, but, anyway... So those are, oh yeah, and Twombly was awesome, and, Whitney didn't seem like a huge brat, but, the main problem I had is that, aside from all those positives, this is a really just, average episode. There really wasn't, a lot of stuff has been done before, as may have mentioned, reading my note cards here. So, overall, if I had to give this a score of Count Chocolate or Ozzy, I'm gonna give it an Ozzy, about an 8.
All right. So for those of you who are wondering, we're doing this review this late into the week, or this early if you want to put it that way, because it's Halloween tomorrow as of when we're recording this. Yeah. So happy Halloween from the League of Petshoppers.
Support Java programming languages, please.
And we'd also like to say a happy birthday to Peter New, because his birthday is actually today.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
All right, yeah.
Oh, and an early happy birthday to Jocelyne Loewen, which will be November 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
If Jocelyn, if you're watching, or anyone you know is watching, happy birthday.
Her nieces may be watching because of Snape.
Yeah. Yeah. And, if anyone out there is trick-or-treating, on Halloween, stay safe, get lots of good candy. And also, if you have a curfew, don't break it, because the cops will take all the good candy and leave you with the bad stuff. The Mary Janes, the black licorice, the really cheap no-name lollipops.
Remember, it's trick or treat. Now, they gave us an option. We don't mindlessly chant this out. Remember, it's trick, which means you have to trick someone if they don't give you a treat.
So, from the League of Petshoppers, this is I Can Snake signing out.
This is LNS signing out.
This is Skullboy signing out. Oh, and again, Wing, I got the thoughts taken care of, and I assume you're going to agree with my thoughts. So, thanks guys for giving me this opportunity to review again here and last week. It's been a pleasure for all of you. Well, now that Halloween's around the corner, I decided to become the Puppet King. I guess I'm related to a long line of giant skeletons. Whoa! Well, now to ride to the last train in Closeville. I'm coming back, Miss Ruby and Spring! Hi, hey, this is Wing, or Swing 8 here. Did I miss anything?
How about the entire thing? You missed the robot fox trying to masquerade as me.
What?
Hey, I was just doing you a favor, matey!
Oh,
no, shut up.
Oh, I just came back here just to see how Skullboy's doing. Oh, yeah, he already left, didn't he? Yeah, so, I think what he just said, I think that applies to what I thought about, the door jammed and the last week, so, yeah, I wish I was here, but, anyways, yeah, again, this is WingArts28 signing off.
And of course, this is Downloads Bacon signing off.
This has been CC Trainor-Ling.
And this has been James the Con Man! And Foxy the Microfox, no, get back to the cove! You don't make me have to get Mike out here.
And this is the League of Petshoppers signing off. See you.
Peace out, home slicers.
Happy Halloween!
Take care!
Shoppers.
Next Halloween, little Nintendo shop.
Watch out!
Man, I sure have been here for the rest of Halloween.
See? You were breaking up.
I'm going to get you.
I really gotta do something about
I had to find your
Skullboy names.
cyberspace CC before you can kill me.
I'll see you for the next review then.
Okay, peace out, home slave.
Hey, rock on, guys.
And of course, my Petshoppers, happy Halloween. And I hope that yours is the best. We'll see you next time. So thanks, and thanks again.